harder than you had anticipated. That time when you're going to have to make the decision about whether to give up and turn back or to push forward. Moana got the strength from her grandmother, remembering her grandmother and all of her other ancestors. They were her great cloud of witnesses to spur her on, to give her the courage to continue in the journey. My grandfather, my dad's dad, they lived at a place we called camp. It was out in the woods in Pennsylvania, and we had many, many fond memories of going out there. And we were there. I don't think we'd moved to Florida yet. No, I was little. I was really little. And we were there in the winter, and there was snow. I remember the snow being like this high, but I was like 3, so adjust it how you will. And my grandpa, he fed birds year-round, and he said, you know, you can go out there and you can hold this plate, and the birds will come, and they'll rest on the plate, and they'll eat from there. My brother and sister started laughing, because they're like, yeah, she's not going to stay still long enough, Grandpa. She can't do it. And he looked me in the eyes, and he says, you can do it. So I got dressed up in my snowmobile suit. Those of you who are from up north, I got the helmet on, because it was cold. So here's this. Picture this. This is great. I got this helmet, and I'm out there, and I'm like a little Michelin man, right? And I'm holding this plate of food, and I'm not moving. I'm barely breathing, because Grandpa said I had to stay still. So here comes a little bunny of temptation, hopping along, and I'm just watching it with my eyes. I'm not moving, barely breathing. Soon this little chickadee comes and lands on the plate. And it's great because my mom must have known that with my grandpa's encouragement that there was just a chance that this could happen, because I have a picture in my office of me out there holding this plate, the little chickadee on the plate eating. And so I put it in a frame and I wrote around it, you can do it. Because I hear my grandpa in my head. Anytime that I start to wonder, am I able to do that? Anytime I hear the scoffers laughing, and she's not going to be able to do that. And I hear my grandpa say to me, you can do it. I love the line in the song where, I'll carry you here in my heart. You remind me. You remind me. You see, God gave us the gift of these saints who have gone before to remind us and to set an example for us on how to love and live in Christ. So on All Saints' Day, we remember and we thank God for that great cloud of witnesses in our lives. And I would like to take this opportunity, because All Saints' Day, we remember those who have passed on. But I want to take this opportunity to thank you, because you are for me and you are for each other a living cloud of witnesses, encouraging and reminding and empowering others, each and every one of us, to continue on. Maybe even and especially in those times when the journey is harder than we had anticipated. So thank you. Thank you for doing that. Today we get to celebrate Holy Communion, and we get to intentionally come to the table and into the presence of Jesus Christ. To be filled up, to be encouraged, to face the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the rest of the month, to get to the next Communion Sunday, right? This is a time for blessing. It's a time to remember how important it is. How important it is to remember everything that Christ has done. Because in remembering and everything that Christ has done, we remember that Christ is still working, and that Christ has offered promises, and Christ will fulfill those promises. It's a remembrance that goes beyond the past, but into the present and into the future. Because when Jesus gathered with his disciples for what was to be his last supper, he knew that the days were going to be chaos. He knew the journey was going to get harder than the disciples had anticipated. So he wanted them to remember. And so he took the two most common elements of the meal. He took the bread and he broke it. And he gave it to his disciples, saying, "This is my body, broken for you. Take, eat. And each time you do this in remembrance of me." Likewise, he took the cup and he blessed it and he gave thanks and he gave it to his disciples, saying, "This is the blood of the new covenant, my blood poured out for you and for many, for the forgiveness of sins. Take, drink. Each time you do this in remembrance of me." Would you pray with me, please? Gracious and almighty God, we thank you so much for this juice and this bread. And we would ask that it would be for us your body and blood, that it may not just nourish our bodies, but it would nourish our very souls. Lord, fill us with you. We confess that in so many days, in so many ways, we have fallen short. We have not done all that you have asked us to do. We have not loved with our whole heart. We ask for your forgiveness. And we ask that starting right now, in this moment, that you would fill us and help us to be more obedient and more loving. We thank you for everything that you have done, everything that you are doing, and everything that you are yet to do. Fill us with you, O Lord. Amen. Couple of